Welcome to this 5-minute walkthrough of all historical battles on the Knights of Cross and Rose DLC. First up, Agincourt. I'll get straight in and highlight some key things to remember. Following the initial French attack, you should advance towards the enemy and position your forces next to the trees on one side of the battleground. Then, you should use cavalry to retreat towards the White Tower you're in the process of constructing or have constructed left of your town centre. This White Tower positioning will help to ensure minimal casualties throughout the battle. And you can take the enemy on something of a merry-go-round to give time for your main force to retreat to the White Tower. You should also build a large number of Veteran Yeomen and use their Synchronised Shot ability as much as possible. Other than the obvious, such as knocking out the enemy cannons as a priority during the final wave, these are the key points for the Battle of Agincourt. Next we have the Battle of Taunton. For this one, the order of the attacks is extremely important. First, you should position your forces on the top left to take out the enemy mangonel and follow up troops that assault that position. Then place a White Tower in front of the top right village in preparation for the most difficult final attack, before focusing on the bottom left village and taking out the enemy trebuchets and other troops. Next, prioritise the bottom right village before preparing for the final large-scale assault on the top right village. There's the final assault. Next we have the Siege of Safed. This one is fairly straightforward. You must simply keep your stone topped up, and you should carefully micro your troops to ensure your villagers stay safe. I would suggest not using the road to get to the second stone mine, but rather going above the tree line and coming down upon the enemy mangonel from that position. You can also grab that gold. Take out all the enemy troops en route to the third stone mine, and then take out the two battering rams assaulting the fortress. So there are two battering rams that can be overlooked on this route, and it's very important to take them out before they get through the walls. During the push to the third stone mine, you'll encounter another mangonel that needs to be taken out, and will need to micro your units to protect your villagers whilst also collecting all the stone you can. So this is me moving villagers off stone and onto stone as and when it's necessary to do so. The final push onto the enemy forces requires taking out another mangonel before charging the enemy trebuchets with your cavalry. So here's the mangonel that you need to take out, and you need to have a reasonably balanced force, including cavalry, in order to ensure that you can very quickly deal with those enemy trebuchets that are assaulting the castle. You can mop up with your infantry. Finally, we have the Battle of Montgisard. Probably the most difficult of the four historical battles. Firstly, you'll need to push the sacred site immediately in front of your base. Once you've done that, you can upgrade to feudal age and attack the point of interest on the bottom right of the map. Then upgrade to castle and build a siege works next to the gold. You should construct at least 2 trebuchets and put them to work attacking the enemy gate and towers. Then immediately move on to pushing the point of interest outside the walls of the third sacred site base before attacking that base and securing that sacred site. So here's that point of interest, it's that castle that you need to attack, and then you need to just secure that third sacred site. Next, you may have to mop up an enemy attack on the central sacred site before you can push on to the final base. That was my 5-minute walkthrough of all historical battles on the Age of Empires Knights of the Cross and Rose DLC. Please like and subscribe.